Hey guys, in today's episode, we are going to look at one two-wheeler company that has been doing really well. In fact, they have been selling a lot of units as well. So we're going to do a deep dive very quickly into this, and this is a large cap company. Now, before we get into the video, I want to thank the sponsor of our video today, which is Grow, as we are part of the Grow network. And because of that, we have got an awesome office, a lot of people joining our team, and obviously we're giving out great content to all of you guys, right? So now let's quickly get into the video. Now, today, the company that we're going to look at is TVS Motors. Now, obviously, TVS Motors has been there in India for a very long period of time, right? And TVS has recently acquired stakes in companies like TVS Digital, Celebrity, Kilowatt, Zapata, and Ion Mobility. Now, if you have looked at TVS, they have gone very aggressive in their EV strategy recently as well, giving a good fight to Ola. Now, obviously, Ola Electric is sitting at a very different zone, and Ola Electric has been doing really well also right now, but they have also started entering this space. Now, recently, they've also collaborated with BMW Motorrad for co-development, which is EV and the internal combustion vehicle version as well. And they have also have a distribution partnership in Europe, France, and Italy, mainly in France and Italy of Europe, right? They've also acquired another company called Norton Motorcycle Company, which is a European bike manufacturer. Basically, TVS is now going across the value chain. Earlier, they were only in two-wheeler segment. Now they are going into e-bikes, e-cycles, going into super bikes as well very soon. So this is something that they're focusing on. Now, they've also done a massive capex of 1,600 crores with a focus on new product development for both the internal combustion vehicles and the EV engine as well, focusing on global expansion and premiumization. Now, before we go into deeper details, let's quickly look at how the price is looking like. Like, look at this. This is TVS, right? If you look at TVS, let me change this to a daily time frame. If you look at TVS, this is how TVS has been growing very, very, very aggressively in the last 1 year. Obviously, you can see very clearly from a technical standpoint, they basically follow a very clear trend line. And right now, the stock price has gone way above the trend line, almost like a mean reverting trend line that you can see. And even here, if you see it, they're actually getting deviated quite a bit, right? This is how the trend lines are actually looking like from a TVS standpoint. So yes, it is definitely, I think from the chart, it looks overvalued. Now, if I come to the fundamentals of the company, again, over here, if I look at it, it is sitting at 65 PE right now. Again, overvalued at 1,56,000 crores. So from both perspectives, it is overvalued. ROC, ROEs are obviously great because it's a great company. And if I look at the yearly revenue, they are also growing quite aggressively, right? And this is an advantage for the company because it is growing so aggressively. It is priced in so aggressively as well. But now the question is, Shashank, why is it priced so aggressively and what is happening? If you look at the June 2025 sales, okay, what is happening? Compared to last June to this June, you will see that their motorcycle sales have gone up. Their total sales have gone up by approximately 20% quarter on quarter, which is crazy. Their motorcycle sales have gone up from 514 to 621. Scooters have gone from 418 to 499. Mopeds and three-wheelers, everything has actually going. Scooter also includes 70,000 units of EV during Q1 and 52,000 units last quarter. So they've sold 70,000 units of their EV as well. Now, one thing about this company is that they don't do a very good investor presentation. It's only 9 slides, and out of that, 4 or 5 slides are just their highlights, and then they straight away come and say thank you. So it's very difficult to get very good research on this. But obviously, we are a research company now, so we have done deep dive research about this industry as well, right? So coming to the industry analysis, again, the two-wheeler momentum is going to go much faster, mainly because of the new GST cuts that have come up. Now, these GST cuts will help reduce the cost of buying a two-wheeler. So that is again going to become a huge catalyst going forward in this. Another very interesting thing that we're looking at is we're seeing a lot of demand from tier 3 and tier 4 towns, mainly because NBFCs, all these, small companies that have gone there, have started lending to this cohort now. And when they go and start lending to this cohort, most of them want mobility. Obviously, they're not going to buy a car, but two-wheelers is something that they would definitely buy. And that is exactly what they've been buying as well. So NBFC-driven growth is happening in the two-wheeler space. Now, another very interesting thing about TVS also, which a lot of people don't know, is they have also started lending, right? A good amount of their earnings right now is coming from their lending book also. Almost 15 to 20% growth is coming in their AUM business. So not only are they selling two-wheelers, three-wheelers, they have also now started giving loans to people who want to buy these two-wheelers, three-wheelers. Very smart. It's like a dual approach. So now they're playing NBFCs and they're playing normal as well. Now, if you look at the revenue share, 70% of the revenue comes from ICE vehicles and only 12% comes from EV. And me, I'm a very big and firm believer of value migration. And I believe that in the next 10 years, the EV segment will have 70% market penetration and only 30% will be required in ICA segment. So I think that is a big revenue change that we will see. Not just revenue change, I feel even people using EV will be pretty significant in the next 5 to 10 years. So this migration itself will start generating a lot of revenue for people, right? Now, 77% of this company's revenue comes from that. Approximately auto components is 0.9, parts is 8.3, and others is 13%. But again, most of it comes from this. Now, here's the fun part. 80% of their revenue comes from the automotive business and 20% comes from the financial services business. And that is why they're getting such a beautiful premium in the market, because now it is an NBFC plus auto company. And if I believe that everyone is now going to use EVs in the future, then this company is going to take both parts of the value chain where they're selling EVs also and they're going to start lending also. So both of that is going to capture into this company. So if you see them, domestic revenue is 92%, three-wheelers is 8%. So rest of the world revenue split is India 79 and rest of the world is this much. So this is again very interesting. If you look at it from a P&L standpoint, it's a large cap company. Their P&L growth has been amazing. So no stress on that. And we've already seen it. Their operating profit margin has gone from 11% to 15%, mainly because of premiumization. Yes, now they have increased their borrowings mainly because of their lending book coming into the picture. That has basically happened, and equity capital has remained constant. That means they're not selling equity shares to raise money. That means TVS is doing it via bonds in the outside market, right? Now, coming to the con call summary. Now, they have a bullish outlook in the con call summary. They have not given any guidance because large cap company giving guidance would be weird. I mean, it's not weird. I mean, people have given it, but they usually tend not to. They have EBITDA margin expansion. They've given guidance that they said they will increase their EBITDA margins going forward. And they're going to do a lot of capex as well of 1,600 crores, mainly to expand into Europe. As you see, they've also done a lot of strategic investments. The TVS Singapore investment is 5,100 crores as of March 25. 40% of that is Norton. The rest is into other strategic investments as well. Now, what are the key growth drivers of the company? Potential growth for TVS Finance. This has become one of the key growth drivers of this company. Half of us don't even know that they were into finance. Even I was shocked when we did our research. We realized, oh my God, this is something that is beautiful that we're learning, right? The reduction in the benchmark repo rate is going to help them a lot because what they have said in the con call as well, that we have got about 100 basis points in the last 6 months, that is 1%. So there is a 30% revenue growth QOQ coming from TVS financing. That means they are going to lend at cheaper rates and people are going to buy more volume, plus GST cut added into this. It's going to explode very soon, right? Another thing is the electrifying growth for the electric vehicles. The TVS iQube is among India's market leaders in electric scooters, with sales increasing 44% year on year. And this was when a lot of people were not buying Ola Electric, right? So that's when people started moving to TVS and Bajaj. Now Ola Electric is coming back into the game, so we have to see how that works out. Charging forward, TVS is planning to launch an electric motorcycle and an e-bike expected in 2025. Now, festive season demand and good monsoon is also coming in. GST rate cut is also coming in. All of that is good. Premium push, upcoming launches in Norton Superbikes, Adventurers and EV motorcycles are going to give it more margins. PLI eligibility for EVs are also kicking in. They're going to be very good for that. And export volume is also kicking in as well. So all of this, if I combine, it is looking very attractive. Now, coming from a market cap perspective and from a PE perspective, TVS is sitting at the worst possible valuation, worst possible price to book, worst possible EV EBITDA. Everything is bad. Even though they have PEG at 1.4, overall, everything combined, it is sitting at a very high position. And I showed you in the chart, right, that if I show you this to you in the chart, you will wait for some kind of a correction. But if I had to look at it from a long-term standpoint, definitely from a long-term standpoint, this is looking damn amazing. Nothing wrong with that. Coming to Antithesis. Number one, they have seen a lot of problems with the rare earth metals. I think not just them, everyone has seen it. I think Ola in their recent video with NDTV also spoke about this, that they are now less dependent on rare earth materials. They're building everything themselves. But that's not true. Everyone is dependent on their own rare earth materials currently as of now in India. But apart from that, not much major problems that is being witnessed in this company. Now, as I said, going forward long term, there is going to be a huge migration. Right? Whether it's cars migrating from ICE to EV, or whether it's two-wheelers or even three-wheelers migrating from ICE or LNG to EV, that is going to become huge because a lot of new product sales are coming. And if I know India, and I'm seeing how they're adopting in Mumbai and in other places, and how China actually did this push as well. They will start giving a lot of incentives to EV holders. I recently saw that in Mumbai, they're planning to make toll free for EV cars if you're an EV car. So a lot of these advantages will start coming into India, and hopefully that comes, and we have to, there is no option. We have to go EV very fast, or else the coal imports, the oil imports are all going to screw our economy completely, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you guys like this episode. And again, if you want to know a little bit more about stocks, or you want to know about investing, you can definitely check out the Grow app. The link of that app is in the description below. And I hope you guys are enjoying this series of so much research that I'm doing for you guys. And if you did like it, one small thing I need from you, which is click on that like button, and also that red button which is called subscribe. If you click on it, helps me get better guests for the podcast. And I hope you're watching all these podcasts, right? Because these are some amazing podcasts. And also, I think one more announcement just before we cut, that our small cases are also coming out very soon. In September first week or second week, we will launch our small cases. The 7-bar swing trading cohort is already live. So that is something that is currently closed right now, but we will open it again in the end of September. So a lot of things going on with me and my company. So this is going to be super exciting for all of us to look at. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.